Okay, everybody, here we are. We're going to go to Web Whiteboard real quick. And I'm going to go to some of the things I actually want to show you. Sorry, I just had a meeting, ran a little bit long with my partner. Just want to make sure we go to webinars. This is how we reach ourselves on our, sounds a little weird. You always want to go right here. Our YouTube channel. Always the most important place to go is our YouTube channel. So we're just going to put this right on the home page, where it should always actually be. Edit. Seems like I'm always a little bit behind on these, but anyway. So welcome to the Real Estate Investor Army. Almost said Academy, different company, not mine. Welcome to the Reia. Topics of today are how we handle deal analysis. So, as you may have noticed in our previous sessions, we've talked about how we've built our funnels. We've talked about different advertising methods for leads and getting leads out there. I'm not seeing a lot of feedback from you guys on the groups, and I will have Zoom set up by Sunday's show or Monday's show, so you'll be able to chat live with me. I know that's a limitation right now. But I wanted to talk about analyzing groups. We are going to a Zoom platform Monday. Live chat. So that's going to be huge. That's a big step for me. I'm a former technology guy who's now pretty much just a little bit of a wimp about it, I guess. So anyway, so deal analysis. There are two primary types of deals. As we all know. There's the flip, and there's the rental. So, what we need to realize is the flip starts with a basic math. The first thing you need to know is the after repair value. This is the move in ready done perfect. Then you have your percentage buffer. Better known as your so you're always taking away from your ARV. Then you have your rehab cost, your purchase, your hold, and you sell. And so let's do this. Let's just say 210K is your ARV. Minus 30% for profit and padding. Now obviously 210K, 30%. Let's just call it 70K. We'll get to why that's over there in a second. So that means you have 140K total dollars you can spend in any which way on that property you want to spend it. Don't go to Aruba, it won't help the project. You then take out your rehab costs. You take out your 5K you're going to purchase it for. You take out your 5K selling it for, and you assume 6% realtor cost. Everyone says, oh no, I can sell mine without a realtor. Which do you want to do? Do you want to assume you can sell it without a realtor, base your numbers on that, and then find out, holy crap, I got to spend 6% of this is $12,000. So do you want to pull this 12 grand out of here? You could. Many people do. Or do you want to have this 12 grand planned for? You then have a holding cost. Now holding is going to include insurance, taxes, while you have the building, or your flipper has the building. The government wants their taxes. You have utilities, and whatever else is involved in holding the building. So let's say 5K. So we fixed it, we've purchased it, we fixed it, we paid the transfer tax. Go back to black. We paid the purchase and sale transfer tax, the realtor, the holding. So 40, 45, 50, 55, 65, 67,000 off of 140. So 140 minus 67. So 70 was 73,000. Now, we're still not done. You and I, my friends, are wholesalers. Some of us. I'm a realtor, but I do both. Whatever. So 73K minus 10K wholesale. 63K. So I'm looking to sell it to somebody for 73. I'm looking to buy it for 63 so I can make the 10 in the middle. Real simple. Kind of. A lot of markets you can't get away with that. A lot of markets you're going to get away with it real soon and do real better than that. But this is the standard math that I use in almost every transaction. Now, I think that's my eraser. There are people who will tell you these three belong over here. Now, I'm the people that will tell you that this number shouldn't even be that high. because I forgot the cost of money. Keep it simple. All of this together adds up to 140 grand. So your flipper has to borrow $140,000. 10% of it is 14. So I'm actually offering 49K on the property. That's how I do it. I take everything out here. I preserve this as pure as the driven snow. Because this is what my flipper's going for. This is his livelihood. This is also his safety if any of this is wrong. I have no idea how I magically did that. That's weird. Anyway, so we had 63K or 57K is our max allowable offer. If it's 63, this has to be, he's taking his cost of money out of here. But there are people out there that'll say that all these costs also come out of here. 12, another 15, so 27. So 27, 37, 41K out of 70. So now the flipper is doing the job for 29K. If nothing goes wrong. And 29 sounds like a lot of money. But for the 4 or 5 months he's going to have into this and the sweat and tears and the risk, I'm not doing it. I make 30 grand on my $100,000 flips. I'm not doing it for a $200,000 flip. So that's the reason that I believe this 70,000 is totally, needs to be totally protected and safe. And in basically every which way kept preserved. So again, we'll go over it one more time. If you have a selling price in my market of 120K, you minus out 70%, start this over. I need to get on the Zoom. I'm going on Zoom tomorrow. I'm not waiting until Monday. I need to hear you guys. I need to see you guys. If you sell for 120K and you want a 30% pad, 40K. Now let's say your repairs at 25. Purchase, hold, sell, and realtor, and cost of money. So your cost of money is going to be 8 grand. It's going to be 10% of the 80. Your sell and realtor is going to be 8% of that. 6% to the realtor, 2% in transfer. So let's say 10. Holding is 5. Purchase is 5. So 40, 65, 70, 75, 85, 93. Too much. Actually, too much. You can't do that. So some of these will have to get squeezed downward. Because you only have $80K to spend. And you still got to buy the house. 20, 25, 30, 48,000. Oh, you're still fine. I'm sorry. What am I doing wrong? So all this is 48K. 80K. Now, I still need to put in minus wholesale fee. Let's say 8. Means I got to get it for 26K. That's my max offer. So it's ARV minus 30% minus repair minus hold minus buy, sell, realtor minus cost of money minus wholesale. Whatever's left at the bottom is the max offer. That's it. There are people who like to teach ARV times 70% equals offer. So if you're buying and selling it for 2% of AR, for 3% of ARV, and you're paying a realtor another 6%, so you have 10% left over. I'm sorry, you have 30% left over. You have 30% left over minus 10% just to buy it and sell it, not even to keep it. Okay. How much are you? And then you're going to spend another 10%. Let's say you're going to spend another 8% of ARV on your cost of money. So now you have a whopping 12% ARVs left, and you got to fix. You got to hold. You got to pad. And you got to profit. For my money, this doesn't fit in here. Sounds great for a wholesaler. Maybe it works for some flippers. Guys, in my world, they're going to laugh you out of the seat. You're not even going to get anywhere. Bottom line, would you do it for that? You have 12% left. You're going to take all those costs out of it, and whatever's left, if you have no problems, is your money. I'm not taking that risk. You got to remember to always think like your client. Now, you'll see these on reia.biz right now. You can run these, and once you sign up as a member, we give you your own copies to use. Basic flip calculator, rehab calculator, rental calculator. So what I just did is the basic flip calculator. And I can come right here, and I can say, let's say I have a 140 ARV. I want a 0.3 pad for the flipper. Actually, it's in percentages, so you say 30. He's going to spend $3,000 in purchasing it. He's going to have $1,000 a month in holding it. He's going to have $2,000 a month in taxes. So this deal loses money. And you can see we're rather precise here. I don't know why it carries out to such an absurd level, but that's really all you need to add. Oh yeah, we got the realtor percentage. Well, I just can't remember if I did which way I did my pads on this one. Yeah, so the deal loses money, but you can see this actively does the math for you. We're here to support you. As a student with Reia, you get the spreadsheets. You get access to our passwords and to our tools. Now, as a landlord, again, I see people out there all the time telling me, oh, landlords buy at a higher ARV. I've never met a landlord that buys at a higher ARV. None of my landlords even care about ARV. Because the reason you're a landlord in most markets is for cash flow, not equity. Cash flow is the drips of money that come in every month. That's what a landlord lives off. Equity is sale or refi money. So, just as an example, let's say you own a high-rise building. It's all pretty, it's all got tenants in it, whatever, it's happy. And let's say the ARV of the property is worth 200K. And let's say all in, you're into the building for 100K. You got nice equity. You got 100K in equity on this deal. But you can't eat that. The only time you're going to see that 100 is if you'll only ever see that 100. You sell it or refi it. Refinance. So having 100,000 equity on a monthly basis doesn't get my daughter any more shoes. It's just not there. But, and I wish this stupid thing wasn't in my screen, what I care about is I care about rent minus hard costs equals what I call adjusted gross income. Then from that, I minus my management, my vacancy, and my maintenance. And that's my NOI. Now I follow that back up here again. NOI minus mortgage is cash flow. This is what a landlord eats off of. But this is what they calculate their value off of. Now, I'm going to use both of these numbers for an example. AGI, NOI, and cash flow. All three of them. And we'll call cash flow the red one. We'll call NOI the green one. AGI, NOI, and cash flow. The other term you have to be familiar with is cap rate, which is roughly defined as rate of return, which is roughly the same as return on investment. Easiest way to look at cash flow, or rather look at cap rate, is if I have a $10,000 a year profit. We won't even get into which kind of profit it is. I have a $10,000 a year profit, and I have $100,000 invested in that property. Well, obviously, given our 4th grade math, we all know you get rid of these numbers. You can get rid of one of these zeros too. You have a 1 over a 10 equals a 10% cap. Okay. So what's another way to say that? Another way to say that is if I have 10,000 in profit, so this is my profit. Oops. Well, that's fun. My profit over my investment equals my cap. So if my profit is 10,000, my investment is 100, then I have a 10% cap. I have 1 over 10. Now again, going back to our earlier generations of math, we have profit over investment. And those of you that are bad at math are just going to have to trust me on this. Okay. Profit over investment is cap. So what do I do to determine an investment, I guess should be better said as value? I want to determine value. Or investment. Same thing. So I want to end up with a value equals equation. Well, remember our old-timey math from, keep wanting to say kindergarten, but it probably wasn't that far back for most of us. I need to multiply both sides by v, which will eliminate it from here, and I'll move it over here. And then I need to divide both sides by cap so that I can put it over here. I need to get rid of cap from here. I need to get it alone. I need to get v alone. And I'm a very bad math tutor, obviously. But if profit over investment equals cap, and I want to get to where I have, which investment is value, so v, which is I, equals, I want to divide both sides by cap rate. Which, and I want to multiply it by investment. So we'll get rid of this here, it'll get rid of the whole concept of cap here. So value is profit over cap rate. So if you want to find out if a property makes $9,000 a year and you want 10% cap rate, the most you can spend on that property, repaired and everything else, is $90,000. Profit, cap, value. And that's what landlords live off of. Or it's how they chat. I wouldn't say it's how they live. It's how they chat. So let's say we have 12K a year in gross rents. And let's say we have 2 in taxes, 1 in insurance, 3 in utilities. Boom. I don't know why I had to make that an odd number like 6, but whatever. We'll go with it. So the 6K is the adjusted gross income. This is taxes, insurance, utilities that the landlord pays. We don't care what the tenants pay, bluntly. That's their problem. Then I take out a maintenance, a vacancy, and a management. And this is a very personal, what the hell? Maintenance, vacancy, and management. 15 to 30% total. I do 10, 10, 10. Most markets that's not going to fly. It's going to be like 3, 2, 10. Your management's almost always 10. So let's say, for round numbers, just because it's easy, that it adds up to being 10% will be 600. So 1,000, let's say. Let's say you're taking out 1,000. Your 5K is your NOI. So if I remember my colors from before, this is AGI. This is NOI. So if I'm a MLS buyer, I'm taking my $6,000 and I'm dividing it by my 10% cap. Profit over cap equals a 60K value. Except as usual for me, these should all be in blue. The ones that should be in green should be 5 over 10%. Right. Now, we haven't talked about mortgage. Mortgage is not in here. This number doesn't care where the money comes from. Some comes from the bank, some comes from you, some comes from the loan shark. No one cares. It's okay. But in actuality, you have 5 net. And let's say you're spending $3,000 a year on your mortgage. You're clearing $2K in actual cash, pocket money, profit. So this is your happy dance. I really hope you don't look this bad. But this is your happy dance. So let's figure out the property you paid, let's say, between $60,000 and $50,000. So let's say you paid $55K for the property. And let's assume your flipper did nothing creative, your landlord did nothing creative, and they paid 20% up front to buy the building. So they purchased it for $55K, so their down was $10K. Now on the previous page, the money this way. 55K is the total investment. 10K is Mr. Happy Dance's sad dance, because that's what he had to put in the house. He had to bring that at closing. and the property's clearing, let's say, $5,000 a year. Let's make it easy. Clearing 5,500. So it's doing a cap rate right now, 10%. That's fine. That's a win. But Mr. Happy over here is only putting 2,000 back in his pocket on his investment of 10. He's actually doing a 20% cash on cash return. This is his pocket money. This is his expense. He's making 20% on the money he's got out there. Now, for a lot of people, that's an awesome number. I think it's an awesome number. I'll take that deal all day long. The overall property is making me 10. Thanks to Mr. Banker, I'm actually making 20 on my investment. That's what's going to sell a property to a landlord. Now, there are markets where appreciation matters. In Scranton, PA, northeastern PA, where I live, that's what our appreciation curve looks like. Probably not exactly that bad. Probably like that. And then there are markets like Philadelphia, Miami. It does that. So there are markets where you're going to put up with a lower cap rate. Here to here, you might only make a 5% top line cap rate, but you're going to double the value of your building in 5 years. So there are markets where this does not play out as much, but in any case, what you want to do as a wholesaler, or as a realtor, or as a bird dog, or as a whatever, bird dog not so much, you're just getting names and numbers, is you want to find deals and run numbers for flip and for rental. Believe me, there's 1,000 other ways to do it. There's rent to own, there's sandwich lease, there's whatever. We'll cover those in future programs. But normally, this is the math that you want to run. Let's talk about, that is called doing your exit strategy. Now, we'll talk real quick about two identical single-family homes. The red one is in an upper market I'll call Dallas, which is a fancy part of near Wilkes-Barre. And the blue one we'll call Wilkes-Barre. This is a C grade town. This is a B plus town. Economy's better here, incomes are better here, this is where the doctors and lawyers live. This is where the rest of us scum live. So, blue is C grade, red is high grade. Let's say that $12,000 rent minus $4,000 expenses results in $8,000. Dallas, let's say we have the exact same situation. 12,000 rent minus 4,000 expenses, 8K. But it's going to cost me 150K to buy here. And my property will be worth 240K. And it's going to cost me 60K to buy here. And my property is going to be worth 100K. Let's analyze the exit strategies for both. Actually, I'm going to change the numbers here. I'm going to be all in, let's say, take off 80, 170, 160. Let's say I'm going to be into this one for 120. Alright, so I've got a 110K split here. I've got a 40K. These are equities. This is equity. Difference between what it'll cost me to do the house and what I can sell it for. You already know what I'm going to ask you. Look at me as a landlord. I'm going to be into my house for 60 and I'm going to make 8. I'm going to be in my house for 130 and I'm going to make 8. On a cash flow basis, it is quite clear I want to be here. You all fell for that, didn't you? There's no cash flow here. Why is there no cash flow? 8 over 130. 8 over 8 over 60. I won't even get into telling you what the exact percentages are, but I can tell you that this one is a lot smaller than this one. So as a landlord, if I'm eating cash flow, I'm eating at this diner. But if I'm looking for bang for my buck, if I'm looking for equity, if I'm looking for another version of an exit strategy, here I'm going to make 40,000. Here I'm going to make 110. I'm going to make 40 on my 60. I'm going to make 110 on my 130. So here I'm doing a lot better in my return as a flip than I am here. And this is an oversimplification of the math. But basically, on your exit strategies, the rule of thumb is your better neighborhoods do not equal better cash flow. Do not equal. But better neighborhoods have a lot less evictions, damage, drama. Your doctors, lawyers, and Indian chiefs, if they can't afford the place or something changes, they're going to leave before they let there be an eviction on their record. They're going to leave before they get some sort of court record of any kind over your Jerry Springer people. And I realize there's a lot between those two equations, but the point is, Interesting. Someone just sent me a message saying that New York State banned telemarketing calls. Not sure how being on the phone is dangerous to us in the COVID environment, but whatever. So, what does this mean? We're wrapping up our hour. What does this mean to us as realtors, wholesalers, people in the middle? It means that we need to know what our investors want. We can do the same thing everyone else does, and we can just say ARV X, rent Y, pay me Z, and hope for the best. Or we can dig it down for somebody, and you tell me who you'd rather buy from. The guy that gives you that 3 lines of crap, or the guy that says, listen, here's the rental spreadsheet on the property. Here's rehab. Here's flip. You, Mr. Buyer, make your determination. You may disagree with my results, but I'm giving you everything I possibly know about the property, and I'm letting you decide what fits you. Now, if you're the guy with $100,000 in the bank ready to spend, who are you going to call? The guy who gives you 2 lines in a text message? Or the woman that gives you all this? I'm going with this every time. And not only am I going with this every time, I'm going to return and buy more of a better prepared seller. There's an old military axiom. Train like you fight. Fight like you train. The better we prepare, the easier the battle is. So basically what we want to do is we want to show our clients that we're delivering them a better value than anyone else. What we want to do is we want to show our clients why our deals are better. And we want to make it fast and easy to trust our deals. That is the whole job we have as wholesalers, realtors, investors, whatever. We want to have the answers available or be able to get them. And the only way you have them available, answers come from knowing the question. We know what our sellers and our buyers need to know and want to know. For instance, a buyer who's new to your area doesn't know what the transfer tax is. And this is the last thing I'm going to cover. In Pennsylvania and many other places, if the name changes on a deed, and the deed transfers from Mr. Blue to Mr. Red. The big bad mean state, county official, whatever, he wants a percentage of that money. Whenever a deal changes hands. You got a buyer. Hey, listen, I got this deal. It's worth $200. I want you to give me $190 for it. Let's assume that's the right answer. And then on closing, they find out there's a $10,000 expense they have to hit. So they just paid $200 for what they can sell for $200. Are they coming back to you? Yeah, they probably are with a lawyer and a lawsuit. Because you screwed them and you didn't tell them what they needed to know. So you need to know what your buyer needs to know to win. Now this is interesting. You need to know what your buyer needs to know to win. Not only do you need to know, do it this way. You need to know what your buyer needs to do so the buyer can win. Buyer, win. But you need to know it so that you can win. A much better way to put this. You win when the client wins. Okay, everybody. So our next show is Friday, 9 p.m. Zoom and YouTube. And that's Eastern. Okay? See you all here on Friday. Friday.